Hi John, this is a video response to your video about teaching in Japan. And yeah, I understand you've been teaching in kindergarten, nursery schools, grade 5 and 6. That will be Nencho, the third grade, the highest grade of the, oops, sorry, lighting is bad. The third grade of the junior, kindergarten, not junior high school. Yeah, I have them every week. I have classes that's slightly bigger. I don't have any pictures and I can easily show, but yeah, I do know about the food vocabulary. It's always usually one of the first ones I use. I tend to use plastic foods. I don't have any around here right now, but no, I don't actually. I tend to use plastic foods that I bought at the Toys R Us or kind of a cheap toy shop. I actually use them, and I use my puppets. For example, I got Papo right here. Hello. And I tend to give the puppets the food to the puppet, and like Papo, would you? And sorry, and do you like apples? And Papo starts to eat the apples, gobble 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 gobble. And sometimes he goes like, I like apples. Or he says, bleh, bleh, yucky, I don't like apples. Yeah. So anyway, I use puppets, and also what's good for the kids is to actually use your body. Use your body to actually speak to them. If you just say words like Ringo, apples, kids gets very bored quickly. What I would tend to go with apples that I put on an apple, maybe not a real one, but it's kind of a mimed apple, and I go like this: apple, mmm, good. And kids like that. They like to see things. They like to. It gets better into their brain if you can link a word with an action, or even better, link a word with a picture and an action, or actually link a word as many things as you can. Link them together. One of the things I would use a plastic apple, and I would go, I like apples, and I show the apples, and I kind of use the kind of sign language I've developed with my students, and with time they actually get to know it. For example, I, as in me, or the Japanese me. This is how Japanese do me, by the way, for those people who are looking, and like or don't like. I'm again using some Japanese hand symbols, but it works for them. It works, and by using some acting with big facial expressions like I like and oh, I don't like. Kids like that. It gets in their brains faster, and they remember you, and they remember what was taught. And I find that's the best. Now, for your student, Fumiko, I've had a student named Fumiko before, and yeah, I use the same books too. And the page you were teaching at was chapter 5. Yes and no short answers with vocabulary. Now, I've just seen just a short bit. I remember doing this with some of my junior high school students and some of my higher level elementary school students, and it works well. And I've actually made these kind of little books as well. And but I'm trying, whenever I teach English, I always try to make it as lively as possible. The parrot repeat, for example, I like apples, I like apples. It usually gets the kids kind of bored very quickly. So I tend to try to make it as much a conversation as possible. This is why I use this book, because it actually has conversations into it. And I try as much as possible to actually speak to the students. And if not, if the students are not willing or they don't quite understand, I once again use the puppet to have a discussion with myself. Well, it works. For example, I would use a word like tall, short, tall. Oops, sorry. Short, tall, short. Use your imagination. Use anything that works, and with activities, with actions and words. Oh yeah, about the foreigner in Japan. Doing the cleaning is the cleaning, the neighborhood cleaning is kind of mandatory. It is mandatory. I mean, but the problem, it's never been a problem, even if I work or not. The cleaning usually starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's never really a problem with my work. It never interferes with it, so I always tend to go with it. At 6 o'clock in the morning in spring and summer, we cut the grass and do this and that. And usually it finishes pretty quickly in the morning, so never really a big problem, even in the weekends. Well, I don't teach on weekends, so that's not a big problem. But anyway, the cleaning, that's really a part of Japanese culture, especially in the countryside. And since I have a house, I have to do it a lot more than before. When I have an apartment, I didn't have to. I mean, there was a foreigner, nobody asked me, ooh, he's a foreigner, let's not ask him. But since I'm um, living here now with a house, it's kind of expected of me. I don't mind it. I mean, it helps me connect with my neighbors better, and with the neighbors, I ask them questions about what needs to be done, or what advice they have about around here. And by having a better connection with them, I've got a better relationship with them, and it helps out in the long run. So waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to take my little weed whacker to start cutting grass about 3 or 4 times a year is a common and necessary thing, which actually tends out to be useful. Well, just a different culture. That is Japan. So, I'm happy that the video I sent you privately, nobody has watched it, about the teaching material. The main reasons why I sent it to you privately is that I did not want to get into any copyright problems by showing lots of materials to the public. And if anybody actually wants, any English teachers watching and they're actually looking, some advice about anything, please. I've got 10 years experience teaching English to kids, some to adults, but mostly kids. So ask me any questions. I can answer them, or try to anyway. So that's it for now. It's quite late, and getting a wee bit tired. So take care, and goodbye.